Breaking news in San Francisco. Jimmy Butler, a key piece for the Golden State Warriors, has been officially listed as questionable for the decisive Game 3 against the Houston Rockets. The information was confirmed by the latest NBA injury report and adds a new layer of drama to a series that was already promising to be electrifying, now with even higher stakes. According to the statement, Butler suffered a severe contusion to his left pelvis after an awkward fall during a rebound battle in the second game of the series. The fall, which initially seemed merely painful, quickly evolved into a serious concern within the franchise. Butler tried to minimize the pain for the remainder of the game, but cameras captured his limited movement and expressions of discomfort. The concern among the Warriors' medical staff grew over the following hours and culminated in his inclusion on the dreaded injury report. With the series tied at 1-1 and home court advantage shifting back to San Francisco, Butler's availability could be the dividing line between a historic comeback or a bitter elimination for a generation already feeling the weight of age and time. The reality is harsh. What might define the Warriors' season may not be a blockbuster trade or a genius play in the fourth quarter, but a simple forced absence. The fate of the team, which built its identity on bold decisions and flawless execution at critical moments, now rests in the hands of doctors, physiotherapists, and, of course, the resilience of Jimmy Butler. When Stephen Curry was selected by the Golden State Warriors in 2009, few could have imagined he would become not only the face of the franchise, but also the architect of one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. And when Jimmy Butler arrived in San Francisco this season, the message was clear. It was all or nothing. Two veterans, two victorious paths, joining forces for one final push at a title before the window closed for good. But as an old basketball saying goes, availability is the best ability. And now, that availability is under threat at the most crucial moment. The Warriors, who revolutionized the game with their modern vision of basketball and bold moves, like the historic arrival of Kevin Durant in 2016, now face a new kind of adversity. The unpredictable power of injuries at a stage of the season where there is no room for mistakes. If you love basketball, deep analysis, and true behind-the-scenes coverage, subscribe to the channel now, leave your like, and turn on notifications. We are closely following every detail of this intense battle between the Warriors and Rockets. Back to the latest news. Besides Butler, the injury report also brought updates about Stephen Curry, who was listed as available despite aggravating a chronic injury to his right thumb. Gary Payton II, a key piece in the team's perimeter defense, also appears as questionable due to a strained shoulder. This sequence of physical problems brings painful memories to Warriors fans. Behind the scenes, the tension is almost palpable. The play that resulted in Butler's fall sparked heated discussions between executives and fans of both teams. But coach Steve Kerr sought to calm tempers in his press conference. It was a physical contest. These things happen in the playoffs. I didn't see any malicious intent. Even so, the concern is genuine. The coaching staff is already working on contingency plans in case Butler cannot play. And the challenge is enormous. Not only to replace his offensive production but, more importantly, his defensive presence and leadership on the court. On the Rockets' side, the atmosphere is one of optimism. Young and athletic, led by Amen Thompson and supported by strategic veterans, they know a rare opportunity has arisen to weaken the Warriors on their own turf and apply almost unbearable pressure on a team already burdened by expectations. Although Houston also has its concerns. With Jock Landale and Jae'Sean Tate out for Game 3, the youth and energy of the Rockets could be the deciding factor. Houston's coaching staff has already indicated they intend to further accelerate the pace, exploiting any physical limitations of the Warriors. If you're enjoying this full coverage, leave your like right now. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing you detailed analysis and behind-the-scenes information. Now, let's closely analyze the possible scenarios. Without Butler, the offensive load on Stephen Curry would increase dramatically. Data shows that in games where Butler was absent this season, Curry's offensive usage rose by 4.7%. But that increase came at a cost, a drop of approximately 3% in his shooting efficiency. A brutal burden for a player who, although still brilliant, feels the effects of being 37 years old. The absence of Andrew Wiggins, who is no longer part of the team this season, further complicates the outlook. With him out of the equation, it falls to players like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody to step into bigger roles. Kuminga, in particular, has shown impressive development, but now he must prove he can deliver consistent performances under playoff pressure. Defensively, the hole left by Butler is even more alarming. The numbers don't lie. The Warriors' defensive rating drops by 5.2 points when Butler is off the court. His ability to guard the opposing team's best player, his reading of passing lanes, and his defensive communication are elements that simply cannot be replicated. And it is precisely against a team like the Rockets, young, fast, and fearless, that this absence becomes even more lethal. Statistically, Houston has shown better shooting efficiency and a faster pace in the third quarter, a period usually dominated by Butler leading the Warriors' second unit. These combined factors create a high-risk scenario. What was shaping up to be a series of resilience and overcoming could quickly turn into a story of disappointment and missed opportunities. Comparisons with other historic playoff injuries are inevitable. From Kevin Durant in 2019 to Stephen Curry in 2016, the Warriors have survived storms before. But there is a crucial difference now. The biological clock of their main players is relentless. Curry, Butler, and Draymond Green are all in their late 30s, and recovery capacity is no longer the same. Every game, every quarter, every possession could mean the difference between extending the dream for a few more weeks or seeing it collapse before their very eyes. A victory in Game 3 would not only bring an advantage in the series, but also hope that Butler can recover in time to continue positively impacting the team. A loss, on the other hand, would push the Warriors to the brink, where minimal mistakes cost entire seasons. Now we want to hear from you. Can the Warriors win without Butler being 100% healthy? What would be your strategy in Steve Kerr's place? Would you increase Kuminga's minutes? Give more responsibility to Moody? Or completely change the tactical approach to survive without their second biggest star? Leave your opinion in the comments. It is a fundamental part of this conversation. And stay tuned, because every update about Jimmy Butler's status could change everything. Aqui está a tradução completa para o inglês, conforme você pediu. See what if the biggest what if in recent NBA history became reality? What would happen if the greatest shooter of all time and one of the greatest scorers ever seen shared the same court once again? When Kevin Durant announced his departure from the Warriors in 2019, an era of dominance came to an end. A dynasty that had captured 2 consecutive titles, one that seemed destined to rule the NBA for years, suddenly fragmented. That moment redefined the league's balance of power. But basketball, like life itself, is full of cycles. And now, 5 years later, the winds of change are once again blowing toward the Bay Area. Following Klay Thompson's departure this season, a void has formed in the Warriors' locker room. The breakup of the Splash Brothers, one of the most lethal and enduring partnerships in NBA history, has left Stephen Curry without his lifelong companion. A dynasty built around 3 pillars now stands on just 2: Curry and Draymond Green. And the biological clock keeps ticking. If you are passionate about basketball, about great redemption stories, and about moments that define eras, this is the right place. Give this video a like now and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any updates about this potential NBA earthquake. Only the earliest subscribers will have access to our exclusive analyses if this historic move actually happens. According to recent reports, the Warriors have been tirelessly searching for a new all-star partner to complement the Curry-Green duo since Thompson's departure. The San Francisco franchise has spared no effort. Even before this season began, the front office unsuccessfully tried to lure Paul George and Lauri Markkanen. In recent weeks, several elite names have been linked to the franchise. But the most impactful information came from Jason Timpf of the YouTube channel Hoops Tonight. According to Timpf, the Warriors should seriously consider reuniting Curry and Kevin Durant. The former Golden State champion, currently playing for the Phoenix Suns, could become available if the Arizona team continues to struggle. Durant, undeniably one of the greatest players of his generation, has already proven to be a winner alongside Curry and Green within Steve Kerr's system. This would not be a rebuild, but a restoration. An attempt to reclaim what was lost and, perhaps, add new chapters to a story that once seemed closed. Behind the scenes, the pieces for this potential reunion are moving quietly. The Warriors' arsenal of tradable assets is impressive and could make a high-caliber deal possible. Mike Dunleavy Jr., the franchise's current general manager, has high-potential young talents and future draft picks at his disposal, which could form an extremely attractive trade package. The relationship between Durant and the Warriors was never completely severed. Sources close to both parties indicate that mutual respect remained intact even after the split. Steve Kerr, in various interviews, has consistently praised Durant and acknowledged his importance during those years of dominance. Curry, meanwhile, has maintained a quiet friendship with KD, showing that the wounds of the breakup have healed over time. For the Suns, the possibility of trading Durant reflects a harsh reality. The experiment with the Big Three of Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal has not produced the expected results. Injuries and a lack of roster depth have severely limited the team's potential. If struggles persist, a retooling could become inevitable, and Durant, with his still high market value, would be the most valuable asset for a possible rebuild. For both franchises, there is an urgent factor that cannot be ignored: time. Both Curry and Durant, aged 36 and 35 respectively, are in the final stages of their elite careers. The window to win another championship is closing. Now remember, while we explore these possibilities, your support is crucial. Leave a like so this content can reach more basketball fans, and subscribe to stay updated on every development in this story. Let's explore the scenarios. What would happen if Durant actually returned to the Warriors? On the court, the fit would be almost seamless. Steve Kerr's offensive system, based on ball movement and precise cuts, would be instantly amplified. The chemistry between Curry, Durant, and Green has already been tested and proven. Advanced stats show that the trio formed one of the most efficient offensive combinations in NBA history. During his first stint with the Warriors, Durant posted impressive averages: 25.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game, shootings 52.4% from the field and 38.4% from three-point range. Numbers that reflect elite efficiency and production. Even now, at 35 years old, Durant remains one of the league's deadliest scorers. Defense, an aspect that has been problematic for the Warriors this season, would also benefit. Durant, with his exceptional wingspan and surprising mobility for his size, has always been a versatile defender. His ability to protect the rim and guard multiple positions would fill a crucial gap in the Warriors' current defensive scheme. The impact in the locker room would be equally significant. The Warriors' winning culture, which has faced challenges amid roster changes, would receive an instant injection of credibility and experience. Durant would bring not only his talent, but also the lessons learned during his other experiences after leaving Golden State. However, considerable obstacles remain. The Warriors' salary structure would require complex financial maneuvers to accommodate Durant's maximum contract. Sacrifices would be necessary, possibly involving key pieces of the current roster. Depth, always a strength during their dominant years, could be compromised. For the Suns, deciding to trade Durant would be multifaceted. The return package would have to justify the loss of a generational talent. Young players with star potential, unprotected draft picks, and salary relief would be essential components of any deal. So what do you think about the possible return of Kevin Durant to the Warriors? Would this move be enough to reignite a dynasty? Or has too much time passed for a truly meaningful reunion? Share your opinion in the comments below. We want to know. Do you believe Durant should finish his career alongside Curry and Green? In our next video, we will break down the assets the Warriors could offer in a potential trade for Durant, as well as explore other star options who could join the franchise. What if this isn't the only move? What if a complete overhaul is underway in the Bay Area? The coming weeks promise to reveal much about the future of this historic franchise. If you've made it this far, you know what to do. Leave a like, share with other NBA fans, and subscribe to the channel to stay on top of every rumor, every analysis, and every move that could redefine the league's future. See you in the next video.